Released in 2012, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was the 9th installment to the Call of Duty franchise. I was around 10 years old when it came out, and it was the first Call of Duty game I've ever played, so it has a special place in my heart. Treyarch continued Zombies mode by releasing a map called Transit. Transit takes place 10 years after the events of Moon, and is set in Hanford, Washington. Marlton Johnson, Abigail Misty Bryanton, Rustman, and Samuel Stuhlinger stumble upon each other, and the four would be known as Victus. Marlton, Misty, and Rustman begin to hear Maxis' voice and are tasked to construct a polarization device. Unbeknownst to the three, Stuhlinger was a member of the Flesh, a group that ate zombies as their resource and could only hear Richtofen. Players spawn in a bus depot. They can either ride in the bus to different locations or run through the mist and get attacked by creatures called the Denizens. Instead of the radios, there is a TV in the farm that reveals what happened after the events of Moon. The map was the first to feature buildables. Two new perks of the map are Tombstone Soda, which only appears in multiplayer, and Double Tap 2.0. The new wonder weapon is the Thrustodyne Aeronautics Model 23, better known as the Jet Gun. When players turn on the power, they will spawn an electric enemy called the Avogadro, who can only be killed if you knife him. Players will side with either Maxis or Richtofen. Many players criticized the map for how large the area was and how complicated the Pack-a-Punch system was. Alongside Transit was a new mode called Grief Mode. Nuketown Zombies was a bonus DLC map. The map was based off the fan-favorite multiplayer map Nuketown. The map takes place during the events of Moon. A nuclear explosion occurs as a result of a drilling operation occupied by Broken Arrow, an organization that formed after the outbreak at the Pentagon in 1963. One of the rockets from Moon would eventually strike Nuketown. Players either play as the CDC or CIA. By round 25, zombies will now be controlled by Richtofen. Perks would drop around the map as players continue killing zombies, making it more like a challenge type of map. Die Rise was released alongside a new mode called Turned. Die Rise takes place after the events of Transit. Victus finds themselves in Province 22, where they again either side with Maxis or Richtofen. Players would have to jump from building to building to arrive in different areas. The map features a new perk called Who's Who and a new wonder weapon called the Sliquifier. The Jumpin' Jacks also appear as this map's version of the Hellhound rounds. If players have 100% accuracy or knife the Jumpin' Jacks, they will be rewarded with a free perk. Buildables once again return. Many people complain how vertical the map was, how easy it was to fall off the buildings, and how terrible the map's new perk was. Mob of the Dead was released as the next DLC map. Mob of the Dead takes place in an alternate timeline called Dimension 63 on Alcatraz Island, which in this timeline opened a full year early. Players will play as Michael Finn O'Leary, voiced by Michael Madsen, Salvatore Saldaluca, voiced by Chaz Palminteri, Billy Hansen, voiced by Ray Liotta, and Albert the Weasel Arlington, voiced by Joe Pantoliano. All four characters are gangsters who were sentenced to Alcatraz. Upon attempting their escape, an outbreak occurs. As the characters fight against the undead, they find out that they are in purgatory. The map features the Afterlife mode, which can be used to power up perks and unopenable doors. The map features a new boss named Brutus, and a new perk called Electric Cherry. The Blundergat appears as the new wonder weapon, and can be upgraded into the Acid Gat. The Golden Spork was this map's melee weapon that could kill zombies until round 34. Around the map are 3 Hellhound heads. If all the hounds are fed, players will be rewarded with the Hell's Retriever, which can be upgraded into the Hell's Redeemer. To access the Pack-a-Punch, players are required to build a plane to escape to the Golden Gate Bridge. Players could either stay on the bridge or return to Alcatraz through an electric chair. As for the Easter egg, players can either break the cycle if Al kills the 3 mobsters, or continue it if Al is killed. Buried was the next DLC map. Buried takes place after the events of Die Rise. Victus finds themselves in a western town, buried under a facility in Angola. Players are again tasked to side with either Maxis or Richthofen. According to the storyline, the Maxis side is considered canon, as Maxis takes control of the zombies and plans to destroy Earth, while Richthofen's soul is put in a zombie. Victus travels through a rift while being pursued by undead Richthofen, and the rest of the undead survive in Maxis' destruction of Earth. Victus' journey would continue in the Call of Duty Zombies comic books. The 3 new weapons of the map are the Paralyzer, the Time Bomb, and the Reagan Mark II, which would now appear in every map. Players would have to free a giant named Arthur, who would walk around the map and help the players through booze or candy. The ghost in the mansion would steal points from the player. Once the ghosts are defeated, players would be rewarded with a free perk. Players praise the map for its easy mechanics, while some criticize it for how tedious Arthur was. The final DLC map was Origins. Origins is set in northern France during World War I, and takes us back to Dimension 63. Samantha Maxis, hailing from the original timeline, encounters this timeline's version of her father. This timeline's versions of Richthofen, Dempsey, Nikolai, and Takio encounter each other during an outbreak and attempt to free Samantha. The 4 from this timeline would be known as Primus. The Maxis drone, a drone controlled by the brain of Maxis, is sent to Agartha, replacing the corrupted Maxis from the original timeline. Players are required to power up generators to access the perks and the Pack-a-Punch machine. The elemental staffs appear in this map and can be upgraded. The boss in this map is the Panzer Soldat, and the Zombie Blood power-up allows players to hide in plain sight from the zombies. The Maxis drone in this map kills zombies and revives players. Around the map are 4 soul boxes, which will reward the player with the Thunder Punch if all boxes are full. The radios in the map explain the excavation and the events leading up to Origins. Players praise the map for its addition of challenges. After Black Ops 2, Call of Duty Ghosts was the next game. After Ghosts, Advanced Warfare was the next game. And after Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3 was the next game. We will talk about Black Ops 3 in episode 4. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Love you guys. I'm going to see you in episode 4. Be on the lookout for that.